Hey guys, as promised, I'm back, and I just finished up reading the transversal chapter in Electronic Monuments by Gregory Ulmer. I was noticing how this chapter brings up some similar points about news that I talked about in my last vlog. In this chapter, Ulmer talks about how information is structured as a commodity governed by the profit motive, and all I could think about during this introduction was fake news and how it was created for clicks and to spread false information. Although this book was written before fake news was as common as it is now, it seems like it is talking about it directly. Also, in the introduction to this chapter, Ulmer talks about a condition in which actuality and images merge and become indistinguishable, which leads to destruction of civic life. Once again, this sounds like fake news to me because that is exactly what fake news does. Ulmer says the main reason for this condition is because the human sensorium, and I have no clue what sensorium is, so we're going to look it up. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, sensorium is defined as
the parts of the brain or the mind concerned with the reception and interpretation of sensory stimuli.
Ulmer goes on to say that the sensorium is designed not only to receive and process external stimuli, but also to filter and exclude stimuli to protect the brain from being overwhelmed. In the same way our brain has this natural defense mechanism for sensing information, news is designed to be filtered to convey information to viewers. And this is how fake news works. It filters out aspects that does not support the views it wants to portray, or in some cases, it just completely makes them up. I find that it's hard to determine the truth with some of these fake images and fake news stories, because the only way that I can truly know if the story is true or not is if I've seen the event happen with my own eyes. My favorite piece from this chapter is the part where Ulmer talks about Fredric Jameson on Dog Day Afternoon as cognitive map. Jameson believes that if we can give experience the form of a story that can be told, then it is no longer true, even as individual experience. When I first read this, I was like, whoa. But after thinking about it for a while, I agree. For example, the way I choose to describe an event would be based on what I value in experience and what I see as being important. And what I see as being important may not be something of importance to someone else. And as a result, the person listening to my story is able to decide whether or not to accept my story as real or fake. This all ties back to news in general and fake news because the creators of news decide what they choose to focus on because they are filtering out certain information to get the best story. It is impossible to know the whole truth behind the story because the story itself is not true, according to Jameson. Because the stories we hear on the news are not true, why not make them as appealing as possible? Because sizzle and glow sells. Overall, I thought this chapter was very insightful, and I was able to draw on some real-world examples that supported the arguments and claims made in the reading. And the last question that I have is, can we really handle the truth?